What is going on, guys? Ghost here, and today we are back for another little vlog. Trying to get a video out maybe every week or something like that, because I do have a lot of projects going on, especially for like Christmas and everything. We're building a boat. We're turning my Cummins truck into a boatmobile. We're doing a SpongeBob Christmas for a parade. You'll see a whole video on that coming soon. But I've had a lot of people ask me about, my projects, what's going on with all my trucks and everything. I just want to do like a quick little update and everything like that. But I will say, I did purchase a four-wheeler for my son. He's only like 3, but I was going to buy him a little four-wheeler, and I was going to buy him a Power Wheels at first. And I was like, no. And then I was like, well, maybe I buy him a little gas four-wheeler, because, I mean, they're almost the same price if you get like a used one and if it needs some work done. Well, looking around and everything, my cousin, he came out here because he had this for sale. I kept asking, or it wasn't for sale. I kept asking him, like, hey, you want to sell that? You want to sell that? And he's like, no, I'm going to hold on to it. So finally one day he came out here and was like, hey, you want to buy a four-wheeler? I'm like, yeah, I do. So I bought it from, I'm going to do a whole video on that, but it's a Honda 350 Rancher. And, I mean, it does good. I had put a carburetor and everything on. Like I said, I'll get into that later. But I ended up buying that, and I bought a motor for my dad's truck, which is my first gen, and and I bought it from him because he had a second gen out there. I just bought the motor because he was going to scrap the rest of the truck. Well, then we was out there talking about the four-wheeler, and he's like, well, why don't I do a bundle deal? You buy this, I'll sell you the four-wheeler and the truck for a good deal. And he had another second gen because he just got another vehicle. And he's like, I have another second gen, and I'm like, I don't really need that many. And then next thing you know, that day I went out there to buy a four-wheeler. I bought two more Dodge trucks. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm going to kind of show you. We'll go up there and see a truck because it's at my grandma's and stuff. I got to pull the motor out. He kind of stripped it so we can't really pull it or anything like that, or like pull it to the house to do it. So I got to do it out there, which is kind of a pain, but it is what it is because, I mean, the truck's not really in good shape. And the reason why I got it so cheap is the frame is cracked and everything, but it's right behind the cab. But I have an ideal that I really want to do because it ain't like I need the truck. And then this other truck I got, it runs. I mean, he drives it to Tennessee and everything like that, back to West Virginia and stuff. So it runs, but I kind of have an ideal. It's one of those. It's like I don't care if I do other stuff to it because it's not going to be one of those where I'm like, oh, that's my daily or whatever. But let me show you my first gen. Of course, as soon as I start videoing, the wind starts blowing. But anyways, this is my first gen. It's a 92. This was my dad's. He left it to me. And I've been doing some work to it, but it needs a lot. But like from right here back, it's all new stuff, all new brake lines, new brakes, everything. We coated the frame, but apparently you need to put a clear coat on it. So now it's dull again. And some of the rest are showing through. So before I put the bed back on, I'm going to go ahead and coat that again. But the truck's in a decent shape. I mean, it's a 92. It was a military truck. I think maybe had like air base or something like that because it does have the logo. But I put a new grill on it and everything. And this truck has a, I think it's a, I won't go to the garage so you can actually hear me, I think it's a 3.6 or 3.9. I think it's a 3.9. I think the Jeeps are the 3.6. But anyways, this is a, I get them mixed up because Katie's Jeep has, I think, 3.6 Penstore, but this has, I think, a 3.9. It's a V6. It does okay, but she's dying. The engine's dying. It needs some love. But the thing is, I wanted to build kind of like a muscle-style truck, and I can't build a muscle-style truck out of a V6. Now, if you got a V6, it's a muscle-style truck, that's good for you. But I wanted a V8. I want that chop, So I was looking around. I was trying to find a motor. And the motor that I'm wanting is a 440. Found a couple, but they're a little bit expensive. I only paid like $150 for the motor out of this truck. And, I mean, it's a 318. Figures. The only truck that I'm getting the motor out of is a 318. That is a 5.9. My other one over here is a 5.9. The other truck I bought is a 5.9, all Magnums. That's a 5.9, but it's a Cummins. Well, I wish all these other, if these others were Cummins, woohoo, buddy, let me tell you, be a great day. But anyways, we're going to take the V6 out, through the 5.2 Magnum in it, which is a 318. Would say we use some of that YouTube magic and make it all come out, but I think we're all out of it. I got, I think, one more outside, two more on this. Pull the bumper out. Then I might have to run and get my impact, but I'm going to take this off, which be a whole lot easier getting the engine hoist in. As you see, this is what we're going to have to do. So I don't even think we'll be able to pull it back once we have the motor in it. It's going to be a lot of janky stuff. I'm probably going to hook a chain to pull the engine hoist back. So, yeah. Yeah, I like to say we're professionals around here. Professionals at screwing up. All right, so I got the bolts. Good thing is these are welded. Makes life a whole lot easier, unless the welds break, and then your life is, it just sucks because of that. But I got one bolt on this side, one bolt on this side. Katie's gonna get my impact because I can get to them real easy. Me and JD took a lot of the bolts out for this, so it's already kind of loose. We just gotta take the bolt out that's right there on the frame, and then all that will come out. Eventually, I am going to pull this motor. It's not going to be today because I got to get, I got to get the hoist and everything up here. I got to get an engine stand for my cousin and everything. But I read online that these should bolt in my truck fairly easy. Don't really know. I know it's like the older 318s, but I couldn't really imagine a lot of really change from that 18, from the older carbureted to like new fuel injection, especially like the motor mounts and stuff. But I don't know. I know we're not going to be using this transmission. I'm hoping this will bolt to my transmission. If not, I am going to have to find one. But if you look on Marketplace, you can usually find pretty good. Well, all right, so I guess it's like the side impact ones. None of my trucks have it, so apparently this bumper has never been off. I've never installed it because apparently I probably didn't put mine on. There we go. Maybe. There's a ground on the bumper. Probably easier to just cut the sucker.
Probably.
Let's do that. All right, now we got it. That's a little rusted, but pretty decent bumper. We'll put it in the back of the truck. Now, what I want...
Put it in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just going to lay it back here? I thought you was going to take it home.
I don't think anybody's going to steal it. Anyways, got to pull this out. It should just be 2 bolts under there. I think me and JD done took basically everything else out, but we'll pop the wiring harness and everything, or whatever that is, out. All right. Hopefully they're 19s. All right, now, hopefully, this come out, maybe. Yes. I don't think so. If I had a nice little pry bar, I have one. Not here. What is hooked? Oh. What was that? Oh. Oh. I'm a fat guy, but look, a donut. Oh.
You're an idiot.
I don't want to take your fenders off if you don't ever want to scratch them. These fenders have Bondo and duct tape in them. Not really worried. All right, screw it. No, but I might have bent that one up a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I did. What the heck? Now I'm not gonna be able to sleep yet tonight. There we go. That's basically what I wanted to throw the truck away. Now, super rims bent on this side. These things are expensive, brand new. Yeah. All right. Well, not much we're going to do today. Gives a little bit more room going in. I wish the fenders bent good, but they suck. You buy these brand new, you got to buy the inner fender too, and you got to like
Put them together.
All right, well, let's clean our tools up and head back to the house. All right, so this is the motor. Golly, crunchy leaves. It's not a hole. It's just got rubber floor mats. It was like basically a work truck. She ain't got nothing fancy with her. But this is what she's got in here now. Now, my dad did some jank wiring back in the day. But anyways, that's the little V6 that we're going to replace with the other. Look at that room. We ain't going to have room once we put the V8 in there or anything. But it's going to make it a little bit more lively. Now, the truck actually has air horns. And my dad hooked it up to the AC pump. So we like idling, it's loud, but when you're driving or going up a hill, it's extra loud because it's putting the it's making more, you know, more air. Anyways, this is going to do it for that video. I just want to show you that, and of course I took the other pieces out and stuff. I'm going to start working back on Colossus. I've got a back window coming and finish up the steering, everything for that truck, and then eventually work on that. But I want to get that going because this is going to be my daily and driving in wintertime, because I want to drive the Cummins because the 14 wides will sling like rocks and salt everywhere, and the truck's just really too clean to really do that. This truck is too, but I've got a lot of parts with second gens, but we're gonna get that going, everything, get it legal. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll be rolling that. It's gonna feel good to be back in a second gen, because I drove that truck that was like my first actual full-size truck. I drove it forever. I wish I didn't stop driving. It should have just kept going. But anyways, I will see you in the next one. Make sure you hit that like button, punch that subscribe button. I'm Ghost, and I will see you later. Woo! America, baby. Yeah.